One day or another you will need this headgear, whether it is for cold weather to warm up your head and ears, or it's to keep your hair together, or it's just to keep dust away from your head for some of us who stay in dusty areas. And a beanie is one of the projects that are easy to do, and they are suitable for either beginners or experienced crocheters. So we are going to be making one of these, and to do that I'm going to be using chunky yarn. This is chunky yarn, but as I've always said, that any type of yarn that you can get your hands on can work for you. You just have to make sure that you're using the appropriate size of hook to go with your yarn. For this yarn, I am going to be using a 5mm crochet hook. We are going to begin by making a magic ring. I have several ways of making the magic ring, but for this tutorial, this is how I'm going to make the magic ring. So take your yarn, hold your tail end in your dominant hand. It could be your right or your left. And then the other working side of yarn is going to be in the other hand. So make sure that you leave a tail long enough for you to weave in. So I am going to make a circle just like that. My tail is there, and I am going to use this finger and this one to hold this point where the two yarns have joined, just like that. Now I use this finger to wrap my yarn around and hold there. So then I take my hook, put it in the ring that I've created, and then I yarn over and pull out my yarn through the ring like that. I yarn over again and make a chain to close off my magic circle. Now my magic circle is made, and I'm going to begin crocheting in this magic circle. So since I'm going to be using double crochet stitches, I will chain other 2 stitches to make a total of 3, and then I will yarn over, insert my yarn into the ring, yarn over and pull through. So I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, I pull through 2 of them, and yarn over and pull through other 2 of them. Now as you yarn over and pull through, notice what I'm doing. I yarn over, then I change the direction of my hook to go and pick my yarn from down. I hook it and then pull through. I have 3 loops on my hook, and then I take it. You see, I keep changing the direction of the hook. When I hook, I turn the hook to face downwards, and then I pull through 2. I do that again. I yarn over as I'm coming, I pull through 2. So those are 3 double crochet stitches, the chain 3 that I made and the 2 double crochet stitches that I've made. I am going to continue like that until I have 10 double crochet stitches in my ring. Notice that as I keep working, I keep carrying along my tail yarn and I keep crocheting over it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the 6th. The 7th. The 8th. The 9th. And the 10th. So these are my 10 double crochet stitches, and when I reach here, I am going to pull on my tail end. As I pull on it, it closes. I'm going to tighten such that it closes the gap there completely. I'm going to slip stitch in this very first loop to close off my first row. And this is how I slip stitch. I am going to go in my very first loop, insert my hook, yarn over and pull through. When I pull through, I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to use this very loop to pull it through the first loop that I had, like that. And then I'll close it off by making a chain. So my first row is done. I'm going to begin my second row. Now, because I already have a chain here, I am going to make 2 other chains, 1 and 2, to make 3 chains. This is counted as my first double crochet stitch. Now for the second row, we are going to be making 2 double crochet stitches in each of these stitches that we made. At the end, we shall have 20 double crochet stitches. So this is the first one, and in this very space I am going to make a second double crochet stitch. And I'm going to keep making 2 double crochet stitches until I come back at the end of the row. At the end of the row, I should be having a total of 20 double crochet stitches. If you started with double crochet stitches that are less than 10, then you'll be having double the number that you started with. So I've come back to the end of my second row, and again I'm going to do what I did in the first row, that I go to the top of the chain and I slip stitch to close off my first row, my second row. And to begin, again I chain 1, 2, 3. This is the first chain. This counts as the first double crochet stitch on my third row. Now in the third row, we are going to be increasing in each other space. I hope you get it clearly. So in the first chain, in the first space, we are going to make 2 double crochet stitches. And then in the next one, we make 1 double crochet stitch. In the next one, we make 2 double crochet stitches. So let me just do it practically. We have 1 double crochet stitch, and then we have the second one in the same hole. Now in the next space, which is this one, we are going to make 1 double crochet stitch, just like that. And then in the next one, we are going to make 2 double crochet stitches in the same hole. So that's 1, and then the second one. And in the third one, we are going to make 1 double crochet stitch. The next one, we make 2 double crochet stitches, 1, 2 in the same place. Next one, we make 1, and then the next one will be 2. 1, 2. We keep going like that, alternating the increases. We make 1, 2, 1, 2 until we get to the end of our row. I'll meet you at that point. So I've come to the end of our row, and I am going to close off by slip stitching, just like that. Now if you're making a medium-sized hat or even a small one, this base circle should be enough. I already have 5 inches, but I am making an extra large beanie, so I am going to be adding onto this another row. I would want to make it 7 inches at the base of the head. So I'm going to start my 4th row. So for our 4th row, we are going to still begin it by making a chain, 3, a double crochet in that very space, and then we are going to make 2 double crochets in one space, 1 double crochet in the next space, 1 double crochet in the next space, then 2 double crochets in the next space. So the pattern is 1, 1, and then 2. 1, 1, and then 2. Again, 1, 1, and 2. And that's what we are going to continue with until we go round, until we finish our row. This is my base, and I have achieved my width that I would want. It's slightly less than 7 inches, but this is enough, because if I add another row, it will be way bigger. So I am going to stop here, and then I am going to start working on increasing the height of my beanie. Now to do that, I'm going to chain 3, and for this row, now I've finished the rows of increase. The other rows I'm going to make, I am just going to be going round and round, just making a single crochet stitch in each of the spaces until I get to the end of the row. I close it off, and again I start another row of just double crochet stitches, sorry. So I am simply going to make double crochet until the end of the row. No increases at this point. After my first row of not increasing, this is the shape that my beanie has started to form. So I am going to continue like that, making double crochet stitches around. When I get to the end, slip stitch, start another row until the beanie grows to the height that you would want it to be. Now for this beanie here, I made it, just measuring, this is around 10 inches. But the size that you're going to make it will really depend on you and what you want. If you want it to be able to fold, you make it long, and then you can fold it just like that. So keep crocheting until your beanie grows. I will meet you again in another project. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and give us your comment.